technically speaking, why should it be so difficult to have this kind of bill that is this important in terms of governance, in terms of the attitude of politicians? Why are we just seeing this kind of bill being getting to this point at this time? What do you think has been the problem over the years?
So many things were the problem. We have the physicals, where the operators, that is both IOCs and locals, were not able to agree on the financials, the incentives and all of those things coming in. We have a contentious community issue. You know, we have community development fund and all of those double taxation issue where operators have to contribute a certain percentage of their profit as the case where, you know, it was really, really difficult to get that bill. And it was a very powerful bill. It's like putting about 15 different legislation in one. And you know, oil in Nigeria have moved beyond just a sector to a religion. And it is contentious. So that is why I think the initiative to decompose this bill into different segments and begin to pass them in their merit, I think is a great way to go. But from 2003 to 2017, it's a long way, and we have lost a lot of traction. See, investors in the world are just one. If you lose your investment, it goes to another person. We should be able to know that we are competing in an international investment world, where it is just a portfolio. And when you lose out, either because of lack of ease of doing business or because of all of these cultural, religion, and political issues that we face in our oil and gas industry over the last few years, it's a challenge. I just said that over the last 10 years, we've lost about $100 billion in new investment, and that affects our ability to show up our production capacity. If
you make somewhat an analysis of the relationship between what we're seeing today at the floor of the Senate with the document presented by the president yesterday about the economic growth plan, what do you see for the Nigerian economy and some of the legislation or some of the policies being brought to the fore within these 2 days? What kind of change do we expect to see? Any significance between these two, or the relationship between the document of yesterday and the document presented at the Senate today?
Well, somehow it might be a great and positive coincidence, but whatever it is, at least we have something to look out for. We've got to a point where we lose something like confidence or hope. You know, business operators, they like to have this confidence, and whenever it's eroded, it's a challenge. You know, now having said that, the economic recovery and growth plan is a great development. At least we have something to work with. We have something to track. We have something to push and appeal. You know, this is a document that at least we. So at this point, what we're telling government is that we've had plans, recovery plan, growth plans all over the years. This is not the first one. This is even coming a little bit late, but it is better late than never. Having said that, there are indicators and benchmark as far as this recovery plan are concerned. We have to move from words of mouth to action, to real action and result. Yeah. You know, we want to see a better place of doing business. We want to see complementarity between the fiscal authority and the monetary authority, that is CBN and Ministry of Finance. For now, we are not seeing a lot of cooperation. Exactly. Yeah. Remember that this growth plan, one of the policy or one of the targets is that there should be reduction in interest rate. It is contained in that bill. An exchange rate that reflects market reality. These are what we've seen, but if you look at the body language and what have been coming out from CBN, it doesn't show. So these are the things we have to look at. You know, as far as we are concerned, we want to track and give government feedback. You know, want to track and give government feedback how the business community are accepting and willing to work with this plan.
If in one sentence you will describe the depth and the quality of this document of the growth plan, what would you say?
It's good. It's fantastic. At least I can tell you for free that private sector was sufficiently consulted to on this one.
And it's realistic too?
Well,
in theory.
The realism is that we want to see results. These are still words of mouth.
All right. Well, if you look at some of the issues raised, the powers of the president, the powers of the minister in the petroleum industry bill, and some of the synergy that's supposed to be within the players and the executive, the government, in the end, the government, the federal government, the Buhari government is interested in this bill, and they are going to be drafting an executive bill to send to the National Assembly to cater for their own interests. But in all of this, the kind of display that we've seen within the sector so far, and Nigeria says it wants to, well, not downplay the interest in oil, but they want to diversify. How do you see all this playing out?
Well, you know, you need oil to diversify.
You still need the oil to diversify.
The oil to diversify. For the fact that we want to diversify away from oil doesn't mean that we have to stop oil. Let's get it very clear. It's important that we keep on pumping and pumping at a higher rate. It's important that we keep on making sure that operators in that industry have at least a bit of a better business environment to operate. We need the right governance. We want to make sure that the power of the minister and that of the president is not as bogus as it is, so that they do what they need to do. Everybody operate within the ambit of the law. We want to ensure that both existing operators and potential operators that are interested in this industry are confident that when they have dispute, it is resolved and resolved on time. You know, I've said before that just ordinary awarding of contract in the oil industry, it takes government three years plus 2 months on the average to get it approved. You know, the scenario when you start simulating change, you know, or even over the last 1 year, we've seen what happened in our indices as far as prices and everything, forex are concerned. So it's an issue. And when you know that when you enter into a contract in this industry, when you are locked up or there's dispute, you never get a resolution of whatsoever. And you are dealing, or one of your competitors is also your regulator, you have to go to his court and he's the one that will sanction you. You know,
what can you take from what he said? He's giving us a window into what the bill looks like.
You don't take so many things from what he has said. He has said that until the clause by clause is considered by the Senate, we don't really know. These are just a general statement he has made. So we'll wait and we'll watch. But the truth is that we are creating 2 commercial entities from the current NNPC or whatever. Let them be commercial entity. So the shares have to be in the market, private have to invest in it, and we said it has private investment there shouldn't be less than 51%. So that the model that worked for us, the NLNG model, is something we need to replicate here. Right. And this is the best practice all over the world.
Dr. Vincent Nwani, Chairman of Research and Advocacy at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Many thanks for your thoughts.
Thank you very much for having me.
Always a pleasure having you around. Senator Tayo Lashadra, unfortunately we can't get to, but we're able to get just some of your thoughts there. And thank you also for being part of the show. On behalf of the team of Channels Television Headquarters in Lagos, I'm Sean Wakimale. Bye for now.